Datrix, you want to come up here and say hello? Greetings.
Maybe? Yes. Hi.
Hi.
Mostly just here for whatever.
How's your season started yet?
We're looking at it. We're gonna do what we're calling fall trials. And we're just trying out games that we haven't done before.
Epic.
And so yeah. No, was just gonna look at sorry, turning on disable our filter for some kiddos. Can I make it go that late? Nope.
Something that with
I'm different.
trialing out stuff, you want to find a time on my calendar to do like a one-on-one and go over stuff, or you think you're good?
Yeah, I think we got it.
Okay.
I think. Yeah. Is there a way to, and maybe it's just somewhere that I haven't looked, to limit who can chat, not what's chatted, but who's chatting?
Not
Like,
yet, but we have definitely discussed that a lot over the past like 3 days. So
okay, yeah, because
not
I
yet.
would love to just be like, okay, captains, co-captains, managers, coaches, they can chat. We don't need the rank and file chatting in there and saying stupid stuff.
What do you mean?
What,
I don't know
gamers
what you're
say
talking
dumb
about.
things?
Gamers
No,
saying dumb stuff in a
never.
forum
They're
for
good.
everybody to see. They're never gonna do that. No.
Not on my Christian Minecraft server.
No,
No.
definitely not. There's definitely not a Nazi symbol somewhere on there.
Oh
Well,
god.
thankfully it's only text and not emotes. So
Yeah, right. Um, yeah, okay. So that'd be the first one. Kurt has a question. How do I go about turning off submission proof in our Smash season?
the requirement of it, that's a setting, but there's not a way to just disable that box completely. You can definitely turn off the setting that requires it. Let me pull up on my end so I can tell you exactly where they go, or Joel can do it, one of the two.
Yeah, I'll just jump over and show it. I think are you is it MIAC? Wait, which one is Midwest or Mid East?
MV, MVEC,
Which league is it, right?
MVEC.
MBEC. So under the stage setup, I think see, is it process?
Process.
Yeah, process, you have this set to require upload. So if enabled, teams must upload their game results before the match can be finished through the confirmation process. So if this is on, then if you have 2 games, there must be at least 2 uploads associated with it. So if you don't want this, we can flip that off. And then the next thing is if you do have uploads, and anyone can upload stuff, that's still possible for them. But if you want to make sure that only admins can see it, I switch to this. So if somebody uploads it, it's only visible, like the actual file that they upload is only going to be visible to the admins. Somebody else can see that, like say Joel uploaded a file, but they can't see what it is. That way you can avoid people uploading just stupid crap and letting everyone else see it. The selector here is
gamers do stupid things? No.
yeah. Participants would be anyone in the match can see the results. Members would be members of the league. Anyone in the league can see the upload. And then everyone would be just wide open public. Obviously, I don't really like these selections. My preference is admins, maybe participants, but probably just admins is a good setting for the most part. So
Yeah, the other
Yeah.
settings are good for specific reasons. But yeah, usually I'm telling like schools to keep it set to admins. Amateur league that I run, I set it to participants just because they like to be able to see the replay files and download them and stuff.
yeah. So that's the other thing with like replay files. It's nice to have that kind of opened up, but right now since it's a wide open upload anything, it's kind of there is a hard limit on the file size as well, like 20 megabytes, I think. So worth noting that. I don't really document that anywhere, or do I? Maybe I have that on the match page somewhere. I forget.
I don't think you do.
I do not. So
Said I wish NECC would make League of Legends for members of the NECC so they can see drafts and whatnot. Maybe they did, but not sure.
What was that? For members of the NCC, we can see drafts. Maybe they. That is something that is actually broken at the moment. I need to fix that. So if I'm looking at NECC, since we moved all of our chat system over to the newer chat system, that's one of the things that has not come through. So if let's go like a Division 2 for League, go to like East A. Look in the finished here. They do not have any conversation there. Let's see here. Nor do they. There we go. So this right here, this OPGG. No, that shouldn't be there. That's going to be this link right here. I guess they didn't do any. They didn't do any ban picks. Oh wait, League of Legends doesn't have an external pick bans in League is built into the game. Duh, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. So they're supposed to use something external here. That's where like the resources, it would show up here under external or links and the visibility for those links. But yeah, for this, for League of Legends, I'm not really sure what to do about that. So don't know.
So can we see proof of results in the NECC or not? Because that's where we have to send like a picture of the draft. Is that front we're facing? Like I can go into that match and I can see those things, or can it only be seen?
Depends on what they have set for the visibility, and if
Okay.
if it's set to admins, then obviously only admins. But
I guess I could.
that
It is
might be
set-
something you bring up with them.
It is set to members. So if you're logged
Except
in,
for members. Okay.
you should be able to click on details then and go to the proof of results and see these images. So they do have that
You
set.
Drop a link to that page in chat and see if you can
Let me
see it directly.
see. I'll check one here that okay, I'll check that one.
Just because we know that there's screenshots there, but
Yeah. Sweet, I can. Yeah. Nice.
good.
That's good. Because in the previous years we didn't.
Oh, they didn't have that set to members.
They probably just forgot to flip it on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a
That's
biggie.
Yeah. Has there ever been a thought of doing some kind of pick ban within within League OS?
Yeah. Let me see if I can tease the design on it a smidge here. Think. If I knew where it was. Levi is out in California at the moment. Yeah, so in our if you started to wander over like our comms pages, dashboard comms, you'll probably start seeing all the match chat that is on your page will start to show up if it's like an active match. So you can find one here. So many links. Here we go. I think I have one here. Maybe my vault one here. Maybe not. Nope. Oh, it is there. Yeah. So you will have like match chat in here. And you have to do like fun gifts, right? Like so we have all the gifts, we have all the things. In this space down here at the bottom, as we start to get this more and more, we're actually going to build in kind of like a guide. So we have different kind of like different match flow things. So you have a better improved rescheduler built into it. Kind of a little bit more guided help around that. Kind of a step-by-step check-in, game 1, game 2, who's playing, and then we'll have the whole your picks. So we're going to have it data-driven, depending upon the game, what type of pick ban flow is going to be available for each game. So yeah, it's going to get all built in right there.
Nice.
So this is on its way. I think he's working through still some of the edge cases on this before we take it to me running through it, but that'll probably be. I don't know if that's going to come out October. I will probably be into November, December before we get to really tinker with this whole pick ban system. But the goal is to get it done before the start of next season. So all this
I don't.
stuff.
So this is for just my 2 cents. You can take it for what it is. This is, I forget which one this is. This is, I don't have the look of it. This is the best one in my opinion for League of Legends. I forget which one it is that does it.
But I can probably
but-
tell you which ones we've worked with. The link detectors are on Draft LOL and Fearless Draft.
Yeah, it's Draft DR or whatever. How do you pronounce it?
Draft LOL.
Yeah. Yep. That one.
Yep.
Yeah. That's the best looking one, in my opinion.
Let's see. So we open up. Yeah, I think we've done this a couple times. This one.
Yep, that one.
Yeah. So we.
The only thing I don't like about this one is for that one, where this one I couldn't tell you which one this one is. What I like about the second one is that it shows the names of the ones that got banned as well, where the first one, the one that's currently up, doesn't show the names under the ban. The second picture I put in doesn't look as good in my opinion, because also it doesn't show all the characters as well. But having the names underneath makes it easier, maybe not so much for the players, but for when casters are casting it and may not know all the characters' names. Where like I'm like guessing, I'm like, there's 100 and some characters here. I'm gonna guess. I'm like, I know that's Anivia, and I know like Dr. Mundo and some of them, but some of them like I have no idea which one they are. But when they have the names underneath it, it's like, oh, that's Lilia. It's really easy.
Yeah, I can see that. So I think our design right now, this is kind of like the in-match chat, comms area, inlined all the things, and then we'll build a correlating overlay system that'll be tied to this data as well. So all the real-time changes here will automatically update the overlay for the broadcast team. So tie all that together. So they kind of have that right with DraftDog. Like you have like the spectator link, right? You can grab.
Blue, red, and then spectator. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, is that the right one? Yeah. So you have like this one. So you get it kind of going. But we'll get it to where it kind of blends in with the overall aesthetic of the overlays and then any league customizations on top of that. So yeah, there's an entire subsystem here that we're kind of working towards, but using League of Legends as it seems to be kind of the most complicated pick ban system there is.
Yeah, I feel like if you get that one down, the other one's easy.
Yeah, the rest of them are pretty straightforward as far as like, I mean,
Especially
Smash is gonna have a lot, but map pools and
because everyone does Smash differently. That's the thing. Like, that's a tough one.
Yeah, I think the map pools are kind of the main tricky part of that. Like, what are the pools and stuff? So, but we'll start with one and then we'll see how it flexes the others and find it kind of the edge cases. But it's not being used too much, so we'll see.
Yeah, the League of Legends, if having that within League OS and having it readily available, like when I go back and look like another match, that pick ban is like means the most to the game.
Yeah, for recon, the pick ban stuff is critical. So that's
cool.
Yeah, we recognize that, and so the goal is to try and get that stuff, attached to all the match data, for better scouting reports. But yeah,
it's really cool.
I'm trying to think like what else is in there. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. But again, that'll be November, December before we start tackling that. So
one other question, and
yep.
And then this could be way down the road. I love the match progress overlay. I just love overlays. That's why I'm bringing this up. because they've been super helpful for us and for schools that don't have a ton of resources. For the match progress overlay, is it ever possible, especially like within Overwatch or like Valorant, to have, especially like Valorant, where we know the maps ahead of time, where like you can say what map is going to be for each game, and then like there'll be a under like for this match progress, I can put it up in between games, and everyone knows, hey, game 2 is going to be on Haven, instead of like showing the background of like their title of their logo, of having like a picture of Haven on the back
Yeah,
back
I
end.
think we've done some. This is the V2 stuff. Series. Let me see if he ever did a design for it. It's all the sevens. I know we had talked about bringing in the map as the overlay, and I do have it for Apex. I know for Apex Legends, the overlays I have for that, where it's customized and it's showing like the teams as they're getting, they're picking their characters. That does bring in the map pictures behind in the background. I'll bring it up with Levi. We definitely have, we have a couple more. I think like the match preview or like the match status. I think there's some room here to like bring in those map backgrounds. Definitely.
There's a
So
cool thing with like Valorant where you pick all the maps ahead of time, where like Overwatch is not ahead of time, so it can be kind of difficult. But like you
right.
can go ahead and like go to each game, like where the results are, and just put in the map there, and then that, I don't know if then that you could pull from that of what you put in as the map. If that
Are
makes
those are
sense.
is your map sequencing defined by the league? So everyone is playing the same one each week, or is
No,
it?
so they do the map picks and bans
Yeah.
before the game. And so after that you could go into where you're putting in the results and just put in, like, I know underneath you can put mode and map in for each
Yep.
game.
Yep.
And then I don't know if that's, that's where it could possibly pull from, because obviously the tough part of an overlay is like, where is it pulling this information from, or like where are you putting the information in to get it from.
Yeah. Like this one is Jam, right? Yeah, we have all that data. I think like game 1, standard Lotus, Haven. Yeah. I don't know why they put a result in for game 3. Weird.
Yeah.
They probably accidentally hit it twice. It's fine. It doesn't count it, but yeah, I think we'll start to integrate those more. Asset management is such a monstrous task, so Levi is always you know, always working towards it. I don't know if we look at like Apex, you can see a little bit there. League of Legends is nice because they have Data Dragon, so we get to automate all that. Everything else is all, we have to upload all the images ourselves for every single thing. So much map IDs, everything. It's wild. And keeping all this stuff up to date is going to just be a
So
monster task.
I
Yeah.
know Valorant, and obviously they're with Riot. So for Valorant, you guys are able to pull the, click the API to get all the stats. For
Yep.
League of Legends, why is that not available? I don't know the back end, so.
All the stats. I do have it for Valorant. I can hit data sync and it'll grab all different stuff and synchronize all the characters. So if they add characters, I'm just one click away now. I haven't.
I mean for like proof of results. Like, so when I on the proof of results, I can just click that API
Yeah.
for Valorant and it will
Yep.
pull from there. Why doesn't it have that for League of Legends?
League of Legends, they don't provide match data for public games. The only way I can get match data is if we use their tournament API system.
I see.
And so I've alpha tested that like last fall. There just wasn't enough demand for it yet. So I need to get it
Caleb
into
said something about NECC potentially getting access to that, potentially.
Yeah, I have
would be
access.
interesting.
I mean, I have to it's a separate API key, so I have to submit a
Yeah.
separate request to Riot. So that can take anywhere from 2 days to 6 months. Lord knows how long. So,
But I
so
mean,
I need-
NEC or like NECC might get potentially access to their tournament servers. which will be interesting.
That'd be interesting. Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't help me too much. I need to have my
you
API
need
key
to have-
stuff done. Yeah,
yeah.
I should carve out a weekend and get it done sometime this fall, and then we'll have the ability. The problem is like everyone definitively has to have their Riot accounts connected and not be playing on their Smurf accounts, because I send out invites to those specific accounts to get into there. So this is like other tournament platforms, but it demands that players actually follow the rules, which
The
is always
NECC, they're actually pretty strict about it. Like, we don't play anyone until, like, if it doesn't show the right one, we submit a ticket right away and make them connect it. Because
you guys, NECC does a pretty good job. I think I'm scared about trying to implement it at the scholastic level. Getting high school kids to do something is like good luck.
yeah,
So
cool,
yeah,
awesome.
that's where we're at. So
Appreciate the insight.
I'll jump back over. Just iframe it. So lockout scores. Bring up Dakota. Application needs to be open to everyone in order to get the API key.
Yeah. So when I talked to them about getting API key, the application has to be open basically to anybody to use it. It can't be locked behind like special use cases, like you have to be an NECC or you have to be a player in a league or something. So they wouldn't let us get an API key because of that.
That's interesting. Yeah, I've had a couple custom conversations. They were not like our LegalOS technically doesn't fall within the boundaries of what they normally give API keys out for. They like giving them out to. They would prefer to give the API keys directly to MySEF or directly to NECC or directly to IEA, not to the platform. Which is weird because there's a lot of other platforms that have it, but they kind of state like our preference is to give it to not the heavy users, but the individual leagues. So I've had conversations with them about it.
They
So
told me it's the opposite. So it would go to like, not even you guys or us, but it would go to like Tracker or somebody who makes money off it, where anybody can pay $10 a month to pull stats or something.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't know. Like,
unless and it might have changed. When I talked to him, it was 2 years ago.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like we've gotten to the point now where we have so much traffic going through their stuff. I mean, I'm pulling just a shit ton of match data from them on a daily basis that it's clear that it's helpful for everything. So I doubt they'd give us too much grief when we go after it. So
Yep, but you pulled Idaho in here first. You got Dalton first.
oh yeah, Datrix.
I was just chilling.
Potato Dalton.
I don't need anything.
I was like
Yeah,
thinking he's
Potato Dalton. Yeah, I was working with kids.
Tater Dalton.
That's what we had. How we had to distinguish ourselves at NACAD. So, actually,
Potato Dalton, Fort
what was
Dalton.
it? There was something. Registration that coming soon, like the ability to use registration, or should it be functional? On
Yeah,
Dash?
we are in. I haven't really said anything about it because I'm waiting for a couple pieces to kind of click in behind the scenes. But for the most part, it is really nice and available. So here it is. So if you obviously have to be in the dashboard context, bottom left.
Yeah.
So there's dashboard and comms, and then up here we have kind of two sub contexts. Either we're looking at it through like an activities view, focusing on our teams and our members, or through a league view, which is our registration module. So here you'll want to select whatever league. Most likely you just have one, maybe two leagues over here to select from. So I'm on a dummy group right now. And then it's organized by activity. And these will bring in all the custom activities. So we'll bring in, let's look for one that has a lot of registration going on here really quickly. So you can get an idea
So
of what
should this be functional right now? Or
Yeah.
like
Yep.
Oh.
you're
Okay.
welcome.
I might have not set something up right because I'm not seeing any options.
Well, yeah, I'll guide you through that here in a second of
Okay.
what may or may not be available. So we'll click here, NJ. So this is the Anne Arundel Community College. So this is pulling in all of their activities. You can see that they have, you know, three different activities for Call of Duty, even though it's the same base standard activity underneath it, it'll still list them all out. And then they organize theirs based upon a couple different divisions and tiers. So this only lists seasons that are open for registration that are compatible with this community college. So if this community college didn't meet the requirements of like this was an open series, there's no divisional requirements. But if it was there was one in and Arundel did not match that, then it would not show up. So it does some pretty aggressive filtering up front, not over the top, but pretty aggressive to make sure that you see just the stuff that you're compatible with. So here you can see one we have for Premier Series. So they do have a team. Now this does mean that, you know, either your schools, if you set up your school to have these things. So let's go through this, like Premier Series Mario Kart, right? So let's go look at Ann Arbor Community College. We'll go to their settings, look at their league profile. They don't have a division set. So that's fine. There's nothing special there. If they had set the school overall to the Contender Series, then overall on dashboard, this would not show up. The Open Series, the OS would still show up because there's no division set, so it's open to everything, but this one would not because they can't make a team for that one. However, since they don't use it in such a way, they are basically right there. So, but if we go back to dashboard, take a look here, it's right there. They look at the registered teams, click that button. I need to make that auto open by default, but they don't have any eligible teams at the moment, but you can create one in line. So if they wanted to, they could just make, oh yeah, this is gonna be a club team, and just hit create, and they're off the races, and it would automatically register it and put it in. Let me see if we have one. So this is okay. So here's one. Once it's registered, it pops over here on the left. So they've already made one over here, and they see all these players are on their event roster, and they see already that they have all the Riot accounts connected. They can reorganize the roster if they want. If they need to add somebody to it, they can go ahead and just go here. And then let's say they're starting with an empty list. They can scroll through this list and just basically select, I need to add so-and-so. They click that person, it'll add them to the team template and then automatically drop them already onto the event roster into the season. So registration, I go back to my demo team here. Say on this one. Yeah, we'll start here. So if I want to register a new one for this testing one, I say register team, we'll make a new one. It's gonna be slow because I'm running on my local machine, so it's not as fast as it will be in production. And this is why, as you can see here, as I'm making all these things, you can see why the color tag is sometimes nice to put because I have a bunch of teams over here that are just called club. So obviously I'm missing something, so it's in progress down here at the bottom. I can see I'm missing a coach. I have the manager role, but I'm missing starters. I need at least 5. So, however, the rosters are locked for this event. So this is about as far as I get. So this is basically a pending whatever. Even though this season is set up as open registration, it's currently locked. So it really doesn't help at all. So that'd be a misconfiguration on my part as the TO. Let's see if this one is more open here. Yeah, here's one. So I've started this one. I'm missing rosters. We'll go ahead and just add Alpha or add Alex here. Drop him onto the team. Maybe.
You've been invited. Please finish your registration.
Yeah.
Thanks, bud.
So he probably got pinged with some notifications, whatever. So I added them there. Let's go ahead and make Alex a coach for the team. Okay. So he gets dropped in. We got our 2. We still need missing starters. I don't know why that says that. Is that right? Minimum players? Oh, Overwatch. Yeah. This should say 5 minimum players. So I need to add some more. We'll add his test account. And we'll add 1993. Drop him on. Drop him on. And Cookies, you can be my captain as well. And I'll also play as the manager, even though I suck. It's okay. Should come on. make it stick. So yeah, there's a few nuances there. Something's happening. Okay, so now we have a full one in progress, and so I think this is waiting on some other things. So that's where we're missing information. I don't know why this is in progress. Um, I'm like speaking anecdotally, right, or like from this perspective. We're still working on saying, all right, here's what you're missing. Maybe you're missing Battle.net accounts; those are required, or maybe it's admin approval. Like that information right now is hidden, and when we need to bring it forward. So that's why I haven't gone too far away to like bring it to light, because there's still kind of a couple loose ends here. This particular event though this particular one has an entry fee, so it's not paid. So that's $60. That's why these ones are in progress. If I took that away, it'd probably mark it as ready to go. So, but yeah, that's there. Once you've made it, then then you would jump over to your activities and you go to your teams, whatever, and we go check out our teams here, see their schedules. So again, this is why that color tag is helpful, because if you have a whole bunch of teams named the same, you gotta be able to differentiate them somehow. So let's see which one we had here. Does that answer kind of some of the guidelines of like where this is at?
Yeah, I guess for me, it's just I'm not seeing any of them, so I'm guessing I just screwed up somewhere.
What's which league? Indiana?
Idaho?
Or Idaho. What's your Idaho esports?
Yeah, Idaho esports. I thought I set it up. I don't know. Yeah, seasons, fall trials should be literally any of those. Doesn't need to be an active stage.
Yeah, it does need to be active.
Does
it? Wait, hold on. You want to do this? Which
Sure,
fall
go
trial?
for
Do this one?
any of them? I don't care.
EA Football Club. Okay, that one's fine. Okay, so no category, team settings, no division requirements. And then what school would you be looking at dashboard through?
Sandpoint High School.
Which one?
Sandpoint High School, that one.
Sandpoint.
Like I don't have a team for it, and no one probably has a connection for it, but
Right. Let's go here. Oh, I know why. You need to have let's see, where's that? Oops, let's go this one. What are your registration dates here? Oh, it's activated.
do we need it?
Activates on that should be fine.
I don't know what that last one was, but
Try changing it to that fast here.
oh, okay, there it is.
Okay, so
It needs to be set to active.
Okay. Need to be set to active, yeah. So then register team, you need to just make your team in line right there.
Okay, perfect.
I will probably change that because you technically can start registration even when the season state is in preview. Is that right, Alex? We have it set to its preview and staging. You can register during preview and active, or can you only see it in preview?
I mean, what it used to be or what it is now? Because what it is now, I don't know. Because I've always just left it in preview staging during registration. Second registration closes, I put it in active in progress.
Yeah, there's kind of like a couple micro steps in there that I've been thinking about. I'll address that at some point. Make that more clear.
And even like I don't know, even if it was, and then other people might have an opinion on this on preview, maybe they can see it, but they can't necessarily register it for it, so they can see when all the stuff is coming from if we're not ready. But like, hey, if we're building out football club and they can start building their team, knowing we're doing FC25, they can start building that, even though hey, we're not ready for registration quite yet because insert reason here. but that's
Yeah.
my opinion. So
I think that's where it's supposed to go. Is it's supposed to go? Preview is like teasing. It's coming up. Get
like
ready.
read only, basically.
Yeah, read only. Active is you can now register. And then during active, registration occurs while it's in staging. If it's in
Mhm.
progress, ideally, like there's going to be a couple other filters here. I know it feels redundant between state and status. I know, but like there's some logics. There has been some logic at some point around this. The question is, what was it when we started this 3 years ago? So I'll have to kind of revisit it. But
Yeah, perfect, awesome. Yeah, I was like, man, I can't believe that they haven't gotten registration together yet. Like, looks like comms is starting to build out. Like, what I was like, but registration, come on, guys. So
Yeah.
all right, cool.
yeah,
I
so
will start working on that.
yeah, start tinkering with it. And then definitely open for feedback at this point in limited forms. Like, can you do this? Can you do that? That kind of stuff. And once we are, I don't know. I don't have too many more improvements other than showing like registration status per player. Otherwise, it's almost there. A couple of links, automatic linking and things will be nice, but it's getting there. It's getting
Yeah.
there. So
And then is there going to be at some point in time, or is it coming for the ability to? Oh, what were we talking about? Like clicking on the match and it taking you to wherever you need to do.
yeah,
Like,
yep. In the schedule here, we'll take you directly over to this page or over to the match comms area. And so you can
and only new stuff is only new stuff is getting pulled up in comms.
Comms right
Or-
now looks for by default. It kind of looks at I think 1 week past and 1 week forward for matches.
Okay.
Just is populating this. I need to adjust this filtering list over on the left. We have Levi's designed about a dozen different ways that I can get at that, and so I'm trying to like I'm trying to work my way through what it's going to look like. So I actually like kind of match up reality with what it is with how it's going to work. But yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I think
Alright.
answering another question around like who gets to talk in match chat, that will probably come before the end of the weekend. We'll probably have a selector in there to say only these players or only
Or this
people with
role.
these roles will be
Yeah.
able to access match chat or talk in match chat. I do think we'll have it so that any player on the team, anybody on the team will be able to see the chat, but the ability to send messages in that particular match chat will be limited to specific roles that are defined by the TO. So
Yeah, no, agreed. Like that'd be great, especially for like our middle schoolers where we're like, no, we really don't need them talking. Like,
yeah,
and especially since it's all going into one space, I think it makes it more feasible for our coaches to be the ones doing a lot of the chatting.
yeah,
But
we
maybe
do have.
even just say captain, and that way we can say, hey, your captains are the ones that can talk.
Yeah, there's actually going to
We
be
don't need the rank and file.
Yeah, so just like where you have like threads in Discord, we're gonna have
Mhm.
kind of the same concept. So as you're looking at like a channel, you'll have like your match chat, which is basically free for all between all the participants who have access to chat. There will be this coaches only access, which will be coaches and managers, people with those roles, and staff only. I think we're not sure about the staff role. We're still kind of ambivalent and ambiguous as to what the staff role is going to actually do. But that'll be limited to that chat. We're thinking that team captains will be able to have a read-only access to that particular channel or that thread, and then you'll have your own personal team chat as well there. So this would be like just your own personal stuff. But again, all chat conversation will be restricted based upon that global setting for the match. So
And with that team only chat, would that be still viewable by league admin?
yes, yeah, league admin's going to see that. Yep.
Okay.
But only for this match. Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah. If they're in some other league and they're having a chat, I shouldn't have access to that. But
Correct.
if they're in my league, and they're saying stuff even amongst each other, I kind of want to know it. And some of the push is just to eliminate that. And then I guess just because we're starting to talk to schools, whitelisting, do they only need to whitelist League OS, or do they need to be whitelisting other stuff too to let this all work?
Start.leagueos.gg. That's it.
Okay.
That is
Okay.
that is literally everything.
Everything else should make it through. Okay.
Yep. So,
Just
and
making
I
sure.
think there was some speculation or questions whether we changed infrastructure a couple weeks ago, and we did not. So that was not there was no change on our end. We've been on Google Cloud App Engine as our entry points and their load balancers for this entire time. So nothing has changed there.
Cool.
So
I think that's it for me.
we,
So
yeah, we would, and if we were to move to AWS or Azure, we would definitely give a heads up on IPs might be changing, going to different data centers, that kind of stuff, so that schools can at least get ahead of it. They won't, but
no. Yeah, it'll be broken. But,
yeah.
So as long as I just know, we just need you need a wild card before leagueos.gg and
Yeah.
it'll
Yep.
function.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Yep. That's it for me. Thanks, guys.
Let's see.
Yeah, I will say be careful with those rolls. You need at least have one super roll still that does every other roll, because 99% of middle schools, elementaries, high schools are one person running the program, or maybe two. So they just need to quickly give themselves those rolls. And even at college level, a lot of colleges is like one person trying to do everything. So they don't
Yeah.
have time to like play around with roles,
I yes, but it also is we've already made one change today. I can I can show that off. I think that works over here. We can't unfortunately, favor the lowest least common denominator. We do need to have them do maybe a small amount of make a small amount of effort. But I think we're going to kind of limit it to as much as we can to just having the manager and the coach role. Let's see if I can find one here. Maybe this one can go here. Okay, yeah, this is a good one. This is a good example. Okay, so here's a roster, two rosters. Let's refresh this. So that shows through. Does it? Did I not change that?
Yeah, you can see the differences, the different ones. I would just say make one that's both then.
I'm just trying to think like why.
I don't think it's least common denominator. I think it's the complexity of the product. It's great for like people who do this as a full-time job, like college directors do this as a full-time job. A teacher that works 10, 12 hours a day does not. They get off, they need a product that they can get into, and every time we're adding more stuff, it makes it more complex for them.
Yeah.
Now there are some high schools that love this stuff that have been around for 5 years or 6 years, and it's the average age of our high schools is getting higher, but that elementary school teacher that's at the end of their day tired.
I wonder if are they using? They're not using threads on this one, are they? Oh, they are. I didn't think they were using threads, Alex, when we looked at it earlier.
Yeah, threads doesn't seem as buggy as last year.
Let's see.
Like that seems a lot, because we did it
Oh.
for a few to test it out.
Yeah,
It seemed to be working better.
I'm going to turn this off for a second. I'll come back and turn it back on in a minute. But here's an example. So, University of Michigan, they have
Yep.
4 coaches and managers, but the person that they want people contacting during the game is just Lucas here, Duke. They do not want people contacting Kevin Palmer, Nick J, Jeanette Wang, right? These are people in charge of it. And so if a TO needs to get in touch with somebody from the team to discuss behavior, whatever, those are the point of contacts. But the day of, the other players on the team and the opponent players, if they need to talk to somebody who's in charge on the University of Michigan, they should be looking for the coach. That's right here. So exposing their Discord information is attached to their coach role. If there is no coach, then it will show on the manager roles. So it assumes like no coach, okay, manager, you do that. But there is distinction, and there is like actual behavioral and UI implement like in things that occur based upon the roles. And so
Yeah. So it would make sense to me to hear though that a manager can do everything a coach can do. And then when you have the coach there, then that coach, then it gets separated out. Otherwise, if you just only have manager, you're good to go for everything.
Yeah. Yes, but how hard is it for them to just basically, when they're editing their roles, to like, especially once they get moved over to dashboard, and we're looking at, if I can find managing a role here. That one I can't manage. I think it's locked. I guess look at the members here. They have this, right? And they're just like, oh yeah, it's this person, just manager, coach, call it a day, done. Like that's all we need them to do to be able to do that. The amount of extra logic and I'm not saying definitively, but in certain cases, the extra logic I have to do to check for all these things to be like, oh, you can have this coach role as long as there's no other coach. Put you here as long as there's no other this. So there's just a lot of things that we're now, since we moved to this multiple role concept as opposed to just a hierarchical thing. It's letting us do more. We want to make sure that what you're describing is possible within reason. So it's still a work in progress. We'll continue to improve it, baby steps, but it's going to be little bit by little bit, to make sure we don't mess anything up along the way, basically. So.
All right. So the main reason I came in talk rescheduling, because we're pushing so much in person. A lot of people are going to be rescheduling to like, make sure that they can meet up at the same time in person, go to each other's labs and stuff and play.
Cool.
Can you show me how that works? If I need to set up anything in the seasons for it?
Yeah. The question, the one deficiency we have right now is that if you have a due date for a match, right now you can't reschedule past that date.
Okay, so that, because we're letting them reschedule till end of season, basically, if it's like in-person stuff,
Yep.
I can just move that to end of season. That's fine.
Yep. So that's, if I was looking at like one of your matches, let's pick a random match here. You'll have to make sure that your results due is this. And so you can just go to the scheduler and specific dates, and you can just have this no round selected. Just have them, if you've generated like all your round robins or whatever matches, you can come through and just be like, okay, for this season, all the results are going to be due, November 22nd. Hit apply. That'll set it for every match that is still in the scheduled or previewing phase. If it's checking in, I guess maybe into the checking in state as well. Yeah, it says it right here, right? So this only affects matches that are in preview, scheduled, or checking in. So if it's in progress, it's not going to change anything. So you'll have to adjust that. But if you just do it early, right as you're setting up the season, that's fine. Once you're in here, you can go to the sequencing tab. And so you basically can turn on a reschedule cutoff. So time before the match results are due when rescheduling is no longer available by the teams. So basically, if the results are due, let's say Friday night at midnight, you basically can say you cannot schedule. Obviously, you can't reschedule your match past Friday night at 9:00. Because it's a best of 3 and each game takes an hour. So we just calculate, obviously, with this estimated game duration, you got to start it by 9:00 if you're even going to have a chance at getting in by midnight. So we automatically cut that. If you want to extend that cutoff date and say, yeah, let's give them an extra day, you can be like, yeah, no. You can't reschedule the day past Thursday night at midnight. This would basically be like, if they're due Thursday or Friday at midnight, the reschedule cutoff means that the latest you could reschedule it would be Thursday at midnight. Give yourself some buffer. So that's what that cutoff window is for right there. And then the reschedule window, it will limit kind of the opposite. It'll say, hey, you can only reschedule it within this amount of time. So in your case, it's probably not applicable, but that'd be like, if because this is to prevent a team coming through and seeing their whole schedule for the entire fall and saying, I'm going to reschedule all my matches to this first week. So they just bring all their matches to this week and then they're done, and then they just don't play anymore for the rest of the season. So we prevent that. What?
I'm fine with that if they play all their matches in person in 1 week.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah. So some people don't want that. So they would set this window and say, yeah, you can't do more than, 2 weeks or 14 days, 14. You cannot bring it forward more than 2 weeks before the results are due. So kind of work in tandem like that. Otherwise, your process here, you'll just basically allow rescheduling, so they can reschedule the start of the match. And then if you need, you can do some help text. This just appears in line. It really won't be there, and it's really not that hard to work through. So let's go to like a match here. Did you use the reschedule at all last year?
No, we've never used it.
Okay, let me see if I can find a match that might be in.
I mean, these are all fine to play with. These are all preseason. We're gonna scrap them.
Yeah, here's an example of one. So
I assume there's supposed to be like dates under or times under all those.
there can be. So that's where if you set up your availability. So that's where if you're like this, let's say we're at this community college, I go to my teams, because each team is usually composed of different players and play on different days and different times. We do have an availability calendar on the group itself, but ideally each team is going to be the one setting it up. So if they go to their Rocket League Open Series 1, they go to their availability here, and they say, yeah, at a time slot, we're in Chicago Central Time Zone. And the reason I do these time zones is they will automatically adjust for daylight savings times. Damn that daylight savings times. But they can say, hey, we play on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday from 6 to 8. And yeah, we're good for league play during those times. So now if they set that up over here on this little rescheduler window right here, you would see Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday there. And then you could click on it and it would automatically drop in that date. Otherwise, you can just pick the date. Hey, I want to schedule it for this date, hit suggest. Let's see if I can pull up an actual back and forth example of what that experience is like.
Yeah, because when I was trying to play with it, I didn't really have like a back and forth way to do it.
Yeah, it's tough to kind of compose it all. Let's just put this in. So it's going to automatically accept it. Let me get over to my alternate account.
His Smurf account.
My Smurf account.
Oh, Smurf account, you gotta ban him.
Don't worry. I've been on this case for a while. One day I'll get him.
So I'll go ahead and suggest like tomorrow night. I don't know if I can get that in or not. We'll see. So I had suggested, and it pops right up here in the chat. So Netizen suggested a date here. And so if I go to my other account, this is now Netizen01. I'm like, yeah, that looks good. I can hit accept date, or they could continue to, say, hey, no, let's do it tonight at 11 p.m. Right. So I'm going to suggest that. So, and now because I'm on both teams, if you look here, Netizen01 is on both. The logic behind the scene looks for a date that is submitted by somebody by one person on each team, a coach or a manager on one of the two teams or on each team that matches. If it finds a match between a coach or a manager on each team, it will just reschedule it to that and then wipe it out. So because I was on both, it just went, yep, we're going to that. So otherwise I could have hit accept date, and at this point then I reschedule it there since Netizen02 had a date reschedule and Netizen01 rescheduled it. So
In the match chat. Okay.
yeah, it's all in line right there. And then that looks like over in Dash Comms as well. That'll show up over here. So as that starts to come online as well, and that becomes the place to come explore. Let's see if we can find it. Here we are. So you can see I have this, suggested date, September, accept date. So all that's in line over here as well.
Okay. I had a bunch of questions about the dashboard, but I have to coach in a minute. So
Okay.
I'll shoot them in the chat.
Okay.
All right. See you guys.
Just about at time. If Jamie, I don't know if you want to come up here and
Yeah, let's do claiming. Yeah.
Okay.
Good timing. Jamie, do you have a specific user that maybe you want to start the claim process to test with on? We can start with.
All the coaches right now are about to get ready to compete, so I don't know if anyone's available to be doing that testing with us. But let me ask some of the players maybe. Let me see if anyone responds really fast. Let me
I mean, I'm looking at like Camp Hill has a ton of detached.
Yeah, they have a bunch of attached accounts, but he's one person running like a bunch of, I think right now handling 40 13-year-olds. So probably
Bro,
not the best person to be bringing in right now.
bless this. Do you have a Smurf or an alternate account, like a coach only account for Valhalla for your league?
I do, but it's attached. Let me ask this player.
No,
really
no,
quick.
no, no. That's fine. That's fine. I want your attached account that doesn't
Oh.
have like league admin stuff.
Oh yes, Coach Jamie.
Okay, and then what school or what group are you a part of? Are you on? Or is it this one right here, Coach
Yep.
Jamie?
Yep.
Okay. So are you logged in on one of these?
No, not currently, but I can get really quickly.
Okay.
Let me see. I just pinged that kid too.
And we can test this without actually like needing to involve any of the students or the other coaches. I just want to make sure you have an example coaching account
Okay,
that we can work with.
Perfect. And I messaged a player, and they said they would be ready for an invite if we wanted to test it out with the real kid.
Cool. Which kid is that?
That would be Chummy Cat. I don't even have them created yet. Actually, never mind.
Oh,
I can create them really quickly though. That'll be on Prosper. Do that really quickly. Sorry, we're about to start our tournament.
no, don't worry. Don't worry.
Kids are messaging me. Okay, I have them. Chummy Cat, got it here. Okay. I just created them. I will link you their URL. Yep.
Chumpy Cat. Okay. So if you go to the that members, so Chumpy Cat, go to their settings area. So you're managing their profile. And then under the administration area, you have proper ISD. So this is the thing. So proper ISD is going to be listed on their access control list because they are a detached account. All detached accounts ideally should have a parent org attached to them. So proper ISD is what's there. So what we want to do is make sure that on proper ISD though, that you are also the coach. So this would be Coach Jamie right here. So we'll make you that, give you the manager role. You're not a player. And I'm also going to give you ownership of this one. Looks like you're already there because you made it. So Coach Jamie now is correctly set up as what would be a coach for proper ISD. Do you follow with all that?
I think so.
Okay. So it should be how most of your schools are already set up or orgs already set up.
Yep.
So if you come to the settings and go to administration, I'm hoping this is the testing portion of it. I'm hoping you see this merge ops, this detached user box right here.
Okay.
Do you see that?
Let me see really quickly as I refresh. Taking a while to refresh. Okay, perfect.
And this I believe should be available to any coach from proper ISD or Chumpy Cat.
Okay,
Or
it just logged me out random. So let me log back in. Okay, and then to go back to Prosper. See from the beginning. Okay, administration. I do not see it.
Okay, so do you see this administration tab here?
Oh wait, I'm in the group, not the player. Let me look at the player. I do not see it.
On the players, you're in Chumpy Cat and you don't see this administration. If you go to this link directly, if you go to that link directly, does that take you there?
Which
I dropped it in. I dropped it in chat over here.
Okay.
Yeah. Or you could change the /profile to /admin at the end of that. It doesn't give it to you. Okay. So I just need to get that unlocked. I'll double check that. Yours. Look at yours, Coach Jamie. The Jumpy Cat. Okay, I'll double check that. But yeah, so if I hit send claim invite, I can show you what this would look like. You would just type in an email address. Ideally, it's the right one, but it doesn't matter if you send it to the wrong one. Behind the scenes, it's kind of generating a unique, like a pass key, basically, and attaching it to that account for a
Okay.
one-time use.
Yep.
And so they would then get an email that looks like this, basically.
Okay.
So, Netizens that has reserved an account for you. You are now able to claim this account and complete your new LeagueOS. They can follow that link, and from here, there's a bunch of gibberish here up in my taskbar. I'm logged in, so let me just log out first. And this is what they should see. They should see that Chumpy Cat right there. They can put in their own real email address, give themselves a password, and then set up their DOB and country, accept the terms, and it'll say create account, and it'll just basically attach these credentials and this more PII data to that existing account, and then we should be good to go.
Sounds good. What if they is merging account available yet? Because we've been having that mistake where they actually already have an account and then we make it on accident.
Yep. We do not have merging done quite yet. This is currently disabled. So
That's okay.
yep. So right now, just I would say, swap out to their real account where you can, and if it's the detached account has data that's useful, then we'll leave it around and we'll hang out for merging it at some point. If it's just an empty account, just whatever, call it delete me at some point, and we'll trash it at some point,
Sounds
or
good.
rename it for somebody else to use or whatever. So yeah.
Okay, and then one last question. I know we're going over time, but I really wanted to ask about the automate. Like, is there any way to like auto add coaches to teams so that they can score report? So if you own a group, for example, so Prosper, let's say like I'm Coach Jamie and I create a team, it's not letting me score report unless I put myself on the teams that I create every time I create one for Prosper ISD.
If you create it for proper ISD, right?
Yes.
Like you're coming through and you're making these ones right here,
Yep.
right? So look at this Prosperity ISD. So it's an empty team, right?
Yeah, I just created it really quickly. The player just gave me all the information.
What would be the expected behavior then for you?
So, yeah, I would be able to. We're having issues with score reporting right now, because coaches are not on their teams, even though they own the organization. For us, it's organization instead of groups.
Right.
So I have to add them like to each of their teams,
Yep.
both here in the teams page
Yep.
and in the tournament page.
Yep.
And that's just causing a lot of like it's not bad, it's just taking a lot of time and stuff.
Here's maybe a trick that we can do. So if you look at the URL, there's this group and there's this ID. It's the long gibberish code right here.
Okay.
And then click on the dashboard icon on the bottom left.
Okay.
And then so you have something /dash, and you just paste in that group ID right there is the second one. You'll see proper ISD pops up. And so this is going to be where you have all of the stuff that's happening for this particular one. So you can click on the roster, so PST Elite, and then click Manage Event Roster, and you can just be like, yeah, add Coach Jamie to this one. And we'll go ahead and just drop you in. And now you're on, and let's edit the player. So this would put them all the way into the season roster. So you're now at this point. Put it in.
Perfect. So this does it for the team page and also the tournament page.
Yep, it drills it all the way down. Yep.
Okay, perfect. So we don't have to do it in two separate places anymore.
Yeah, and that's
Perfect.
the goal is to finally bring it all into a single place
Nice.
where it's manageable. So yeah, so I dropped you off that one, but yeah, you should be able to for a school, and you'll have a list here in the top left you can drop down if you're already listed as like member manager on that school, or I keep saying school, whatever that group is. You'll probably just see a whole list there, so you can come through and just manage those teams as well.
Thank you
So
so much.
yeah.
I gotta go host the league now. Goodbye.
Okay. All right. Good luck. Okay. Yeah, there's okay, look, Datrix is still here. Why does the app.lego stick in that Liga at welcome back page? It's an older version of the app that's probably hanging around in your browser, so a hard refresh helps. That's usually what it is. It's also been, really fun dealing with cookies across domains. So on the www sites versus the league sites versus the portal site versus that, we try not to do cookies. So I have a really light cookie implementation. So if you log out on one, the other cookies on the other sites are now expired and some stuff gets a little wonky. So if you log out, the other sites are going to take a minute to kind of catch up. So it's possible that you either logged out, logged in with a second account or something, and the other sites are kind of stuck in this like I thought I was logged in, and so um, I haven't gotten around to really buttoning all that up. Most people are not dealing with multiple accounts and multiple sites. You're among these special few that are dealing with all that. So just get used to sometimes right now hitting that Control Shift R hard refresh on stuff. So all right, you got all that recorded, Alex? I think you did. Had to eat browsing history. Okay. I can show you if you're still watching, I can show you what I do. If you're in Chrome, you can right click and click on inspect for a page, and then this inspector area here, there's an application tab at the top. And if I just want to not have to deal with everything, click on local storage and cookies. These are the two places we store data. So cookies, you'll see that single cookie right there. This is your session. This is the now I really have to log out now since this is being recorded and live. So this would let anyone jump in and
I
masquerade.
can blink it out. I'll blink it out in post.
Yeah,
Don't worry about
yeah.
it.
It's okay. It'll be gone after post.
Okay.
So you just basically there's a button you just trash that cookie, and that will trash it for every other site as well. So you can see I'm on app. I go over to like Valhalla over here, and I look at my application. And I go to my cookies. You'll see it's not there either. It was there a second ago, but since that's a cross-domain cookie, it deletes it for all of the different pages tabs you might have open. The local storage, this is unique to this particular domain in here, and so you'll see this is where all the fun stuff. This is a encrypted storage for everything. You can just hit the crash button. This just basically will do a force hard reload on everything. So if I refresh the page, I'm totally logged out. If I try and do something over here, now it's going to just repopulate it. In memory, it was still hanging on to some stuff, but you will notice that it lost the cookie value. And so I have a new cookie now for that one. But I will trash that again, and I will actually refresh this. There's always raised conditions as well as like who gets loaded first. So let's go ahead and just log out, get out of all this. So yeah, you can definitely fix a couple of those errors if there was anything like that. That will deleting your cookie and your local storage is easy way to do that. I wish I had a button that could just be like fix it. Yeah, this is a common thing, right? Like here on this one, it thinks I'm logged in and I haven't fixed this, but I don't have a cookie. So the quick way here for this fix, if I get rid of this stupid bug, would be just trash that, and then refresh here. Yeah, let's do passkey actually. Also, you should set up a passkey because it's really handy. You can do that under your accounts area on dashboard. Add an authenticator. Yeah, Bitwarden will do that. Yep. All right. It's 6:15. I gotta go take care of my kids.